Welcome back to ScreenCrush, I'm Ryan Airy. So Galactus is coming, and we think he's going to have a major role in Avengers Secret Wars. And we believe that Galactus is actually the key to everything in the multiverse. Now Galactus usually eats planet, but we believe that in the MCU, he is going to eat whole universes. But it's not what you think. Galactus is not the new big bad of the saga. He is a cosmic force that maintains the balance of reality. And we've got a theory on how Galactus could connect to the incursions, the events of Loki, and of course, Kang the Conqueror, and how Galactus is actually going to save the multiverse. So let us tell you how Galactus could appear in Kang Dynasty, or whatever it's called now, Secret Wars, and even the upcoming Fantastic Four movie.
And now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
The Devourer of Worlds roams the universe like a giant apex predator. He is always hungry, and he has his herald, the Silver Surfer, searching for his next meal. And the only thing on his menu are planets, usually the ones filled with lots and lots of tasty life. That is one of the reasons why Galactus works in the comics. But when Galactus arrives in the MCU, would he need one planet and one universe really be enough, especially with everything going on in the multiverse? The MCU already has planet-destroying beings like the Celestials. They consume the energy of life forms on worlds to create baby Celestials. Yes, I know it's not really the same thing, but on some level it kind of feels like it, especially after the Eternals. But more importantly, we're smack dab in the middle of the Multiverse Saga. So if Galactus is introduced right now, and that will probably happen in Fantastic Four, he needs to be part of the multiversal crisis. And the only way we can see it working is if Galactus feeds on entire universes. What excites me about this theory is that we have barely scratched the surface of the Multiverse Saga. Like, what makes the multiverse and alternate timelines so appealing is the idea that you can see heroes from different universes or eras interact together. Like, who wouldn't want to see Captain Kirk fight the Borg?
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Right? And that's why I've been getting into Star Trek Fleet Command, by far the best Star Trek game I've ever played and the sponsor of this video.
Oh, okay, what's it like?
Oh dude, Star Trek Fleet Command is so awesome. It's a free-to-play open-world MMO in the Kelvin timeline, where the galaxy is about to go to war. It's got classic Trek stuff with Klingons, Romulans, and the Federation all vying to control the Alpha and Beta quadrants. You build fleets and bases and recruit Trek characters to man your fleets. Plus, it's available for cross-play on mobile and desktop with a Scopely account. So whether you're a hardcore Trekker, a casual fan, or you're looking to get into Star Trek, this game is perfect. And with the new Wave Defense feature, you can play with other players, collaborating to defend from a central point against waves of increasingly powerful enemies. It's also very cool how they incorporate the characters. You can unlock heroes, villains, and rare side characters, and each of them bring different attributes to your ship. And they just kicked off the first stage of the Enterprise arc, exploring the aftermath of the temporal Cold War from Enterprise Season 3. They also just introduced an ex-Borg faction, 20 new missions, new art and music, and new officers like Trip Tucker and the rare officer T'Pol. So for new players, use our promo code WARPSPEED to get a content pack for free with 10 shards of Kirk. Here's how you redeem the code. Download the app using our link or this QR code, sign up for a Scopely account, then go to the Star Trek Fleet Command website store, click promo codes, type in WARPSPEED, and you're done. So download Star Trek Fleet Command with our link in the description or use this QR code. You will not regret it. Now, back to what I was saying.
Wait, so person, are you saying that Galactus is going to replace Kang as the new big bad villain?
No. Kang should still be the big bad of the Multiverse Saga, unless Marvel switches Kang for Dr. Doom. Or the better option, actually, just do the recast. Anyways, Galactus is not the new big bad because he's not really a villain. Not really. He's more of a force of cosmic nature. This is why we need to start by explaining Galactus and his cosmic purpose before diving into our own multiversal theory. So, Galactus doesn't consume worlds because he's evil or because he even likes the taste of them. He actually has no choice. He must feed because his galactic responsibility is to maintain the delicate cosmic balance in the universe.
So he's like Thanos?
No, Thanos had a theory. Galactus is a cosmic fact. The universe itself needs him to do his thing. Think of Galactus like a giant space shark. Sharks are terrifying, but we actually need them. They maintain the ocean's ecosystem. Sharks keep the diversity under the sea by feeding and keeping the balance of sea life populations. And ultimately, sharks make our oceans healthier.
It's all right, I understand. Why trust a shark, right?
Oh, so Jaws was actually the good guy and he was just doing his job in the ocean, so those stupid humans showed up and made him explode.
Yep, Jaws was right. So Galactus is in that same way. But it's more than just that. When Galactus consumes a planet, he absorbs and stores all of that cosmic energy inside of him. And when the universe ends, and yes, it does have an expiration date, Galactus will burst all of that energy out and create a new universe.
So he's gonna eat everything and then space vomit a new Big Bang?
Yep, just like that. So this is why Galactus is so great in the comics. But Galactus needs a bigger role, and this is why he needs to eat entire universes, but for the same reasons that he eats planets. What we see happening is there being one Galactus in the entire multiverse. There could be multiple variants, but we think that making Galactus a one-of-a-kind entity just works so much better. You see, when Galactus eats a world, he doesn't bite into it like an apple. He consumes the total cosmic energy of the planet and all life within it. So he's sort of like a mobile black hole. And what happens when you fall into a black hole?
You get transported into this strange tesseract thingy and use a cloak to talk with your daughter through time and space.
If you're Matthew McConaughey, correct. But actually, when someone falls into a black hole, they turn into spaghetti. And we have seen spaghettification a lot in the Multiverse Saga. In Loki Season 2, whenever a timeline is erased, everyone and everything basically unravels. It's sort of like the fabric threads of reality coming apart.
Spaghetti. Spaghetti.
But this isn't the first time we have seen the spaghettification effect. Let us take you back to one of the most important scenes in the saga. We are talking about the incursion from Multiverse of Madness. Doctor Strange and Christine Palmer are sent to a universe that is experiencing an incursion.
An incursion occurs when the boundary between two universes erodes and they collide, destroying one or both entirely.
Now, look at the buildings. All the structures are unraveling, just like the spaghettification effect from Loki. And when our Strange meets Three-Eyed Evil Strange, there's this vortex thingy happening in the background. It's like the event horizon of a black hole. In the show What If, when Strange Supreme messes around with time and space too much, he destroys his universe. Reality starts unraveling and everything turns into this black ink. It's not exactly the same spaghettification effect like in Doctor Strange 2, but we think that since it's animation, it's basically the same idea. And we've also seen this effect when Ant-Man was trapped in the probability storm, which happened inside Kang's multiversal traveling device.
Coincidence? I think not!
So this means that wherever a universe ends, everything and everyone in it turns into spaghetti. It's almost like space-time is being pulled toward a singularity somewhere in the sky.
What's that? What's that?
And we believe that this singularity is actually Galactus. He is responsible for the spaghettification. And what we're seeing here is Galactus consuming the universe and absorbing all of its cosmic energy. He's slurping the universe like a big bowl of noodles. So when an incursion is triggered, the Silver Surfer appears and he rings the dinner bell, summoning his master because it's munchin' time. And the entire universe is on the menu. But this isn't about him eating the multiverse. It's about saving it.
Because of some cosmic balance stuff?
Exactly, that's the whole point. Remember what Mr. Fantastic says about an incursion. When it's triggered, two universes collide and destroy each other. The Strange from Earth 838 triggered an incursion when he dreamwalked with the Darkhold. But somehow, Earth 838 survived while the other universe was destroyed. So, what if, when that incursion was triggered, Galactus consumed the other universe and that was how 838 survived? He stopped the incursion. If Galactus does not arrive on time, both universes would be erased from existence. But when Galactus arrives, he stops the incursion by consuming one of the universes. The encroaching universe must be eliminated, otherwise it will collide and infect other universes that are nearby. That's because universes are basically stacked on top of each other, and then those infected universes will trigger more incursions and then those will do the same. And that creates a domino effect that collapses the fabric of reality in on itself. And according to Kang, this is exactly what is happening in the multiverse right now. The Kang variants are messing with the multiverse, triggering countless incursions and killing the multiverse.
I saw the multiverse, and it was dying.
So Galactus' job is to prevent this from happening by consuming any problematic universes. The Devourer of Universes prunes these branches of the multiverse tree, keeping it healthy and stable. And this isn't just us making up crazy theories. There is precedent for this theory in the MCU and in the comics. You see, Galactus comes from the previous version of the multiverse.
Explain that, person.
Okay, it's kind of complicated. But basically, the multiverse and every universe in it has an expiration date. This is because of a multiversal cycle. Every few eons, everything in the multiverse dies and then reality is reborn. This is one of the reasons Galactus exists, to make sure that this cycle continues. This multiversal cycle is similar to what's happening right now in the MCU. In the show Loki, we discovered that there was another multiverse before the current one. That multiverse was destroyed because of a war that was started by Kang variants. And now the multiverse is at risk again because of the incursions. So this fits right into Galactus' origins. In the comics, before Galactus was a planet-devouring entity, he was simply Galen, a regular guy, a scientist from planet Ta. Galen's universe was dying, and with it the entire multiverse. He tried to save his universe, but it was too late and everything ended. But right before that, the sentience of the multiverse merged with Galen.
Yeah, person, you just lost me.
Okay, so Remember Eternity from Thor Love and Thunder?
Oh yeah, cosmic terrors.
Right, that's the entity that Gore wanted to kill all the gods. Speaking of which, we've got a crazy video out on why Gore was right, and it also connects to Galactus and the multiverse. You should check it out. It connects to this theory really well. Anyways, Eternity is the embodiment of the universe, and the entire multiverse. At least that's how it works in the comics. Long story short, Galen transformed into Galactus, a godlike entity made of cosmic energy. And Eternity created Galactus so he will keep the cosmic balance and eventually birth the next cycle of the multiverse. This was Galactus' origin for years, but then a while back Marvel retconned it. The real reason why the previous multiverse died is a being called the Black Winter.
And winter is coming.
Now this entity is like a multiversal plague that eats whole universes. Black Winter serves a similar purpose to Galactus, only on the multiversal scale. Now Black Winter works with our theory because there's already a universe-consuming entity in the MCU, and that is Alioth.
Oh yeah, smoke monster from Loki, I got that.
That's the one. He's a creature born from all the tears in reality that the Kangs created during their multiversal war. Alioth consumes time and space, and He Who Remains, one of the Kang variants, weaponized Alioth to win this Kang war. He erased all of his variants and their universes. So Alioth is kind of like the Black Winter, an entity that eats universes. And this is how Alioth could connect to Galactus and our theory. After He Who Remains won the war, he created the Sacred Timeline, a singular universe that he ruled like a god. Alioth became his guard dog in the Void. It's a reality existing at the end of time. Every variant and timeline the TVA prunes is sent to that Void. And Alioth eats everyone and everything that ends up in the Void. Well, almost everyone.
Because Loki survived. That's just what we do.
But then, Loki broke the Sacred Timeline and created a new multiverse. And Season 2 never explained what happened to Alioth after that. So, what if, when the new multiverse was born, Alioth merged with a regular man from the previous version of reality? And that is how we get Galactus in the MCU.
Wait, did you just turn Galactus into a big smoke cloud like in Rise of the Silver Surfer?
No, Galactus is not Alioth. The entity is part of him, but he is a new being in the multiverse. Alioth could only exist in the Void, at least that's what we think, and he fed on temporal energies. So Alioth needed to upgrade itself to enforce the entire multiverse, and this is why it had to merge with Galen and create a universe-devouring god. In fact, what if Galactus was actually created by Loki?
Of course. Yeah.
After Season 2, Loki is now sitting at the throne at the end of time, maintaining the flow of time and providing energy for the infinite universes. Now we've seen in Season 2 that Loki is willing to make the hard choice to save everyone. Now that he's overseen every reality in existence, he must have a higher understanding of the multiverse, and the compromises he must take to ensure that the whole thing doesn't come crashing down. However, despite all of Loki's sacrifices, the multiverse he created is still very fragile. The incursions are threatening the fabric of reality. The Kangs are triggering countless incursions which are killing the multiverse. And so far, anybody who touched the multiverse ends up messing things up. So with so much going on, everything in reality is at risk, everywhere, all at once. Without any other alternative, Loki followed He Who Remains' footprints. He weaponized Alioth and merged him with Galen, who might be a variant who survived in the Void, or perhaps Galen has some importance on the multiversal scale and this is why he was chosen. And now Galactus drifts through the multiverse, protecting it from ending prematurely. The Silver Surfer patrols the cosmos, always searching for incursions and universes that put all of reality at risk.
Then go, my Silver Surfer.
And when a universe becomes a problem, Galactus appears and consumes it. And this is what makes Galactus such a fascinating character. He creates an impossible dilemma for the heroes who try to stop him because of his cosmic role. This way, Galactus represents the existential crisis of the multiverse.
In the grand calculus of the multiverse, their sacrifice means infinitely more than their lives.
So now that Doctor Strange, the Scarlet Witch, and even Spider-Man are responsible for incursions, that's going to bring Galactus to Earth 616. And this is how Galactus could enter the MCU in the Fantastic Four. With everything that's happened in the multiverse, the Fantastic Four movie will most likely adapt Jonathan Hickman's run from the comics. This story dealt a lot with the multiverse, and it eventually led to the 2015 Secret Wars, which is going to be the basis for Avengers 5 and 6. So, in the lead up to the 2015 Secret Wars in the comics, Reed Richards started exploring the multiverse. He met his variants who formed their multiversal council, similar to the Council of Kangs or the Council of Ricks.
You are under arrest for crimes against alternate Ricks by the authority of the Trans-Dimensional Council of Ricks.
Also, in case you didn't know, Reed is related to Kang. Kang's real name is Nathaniel Richards, and he is actually a descendant of Reed Richards. Later, Reed worked with the Illuminati as they tried to stop these incursions. So, with the multiverse connection, that is how they could come across Galactus. So, what we see happening here is the Fantastic Four exploring the multiverse and these incursions. They end up in another universe, maybe the same one from the Marvels, the universe with the X-Men. But then an incursion is triggered and Galactus appears and starts consuming the universe. So the Fantastic Four try to stop him, and they discover what is actually going on in the multiverse and the role that Galactus is playing. And that leads us up to Avengers 5 and 6, where Galactus is going to have a huge role. Galactus and the Kangs are on a collision course because of the incursions. But you see, in the 2015 Secret Wars from the comics, the multiverse was ending because of the incursions. In the final moments of the multiverse, just before everything died, Dr. Doom stole the power of the Beyonders.
What's a Beyonder?
Well, they're these multiversal entities. Using their power, Doom salvaged the remains of the multiverse and created Battleworld. It's a patchwork reality that merged a few surviving universes. Galactus had a very minor role in the story, but something similar happened in the original version of Secret Wars from the 80s, where Galactus had a much bigger presence. In that story, Doom once again stole the powers of a powerful entity, but this time it was Galactus.
Boy, this Doom guy sure likes stealing powers from others, man. What a pickpocket.
Yeah, but Doom is the best villain of all time, so he gets a pass. Anyways, there's a track record of Doom getting godly powers from cosmic entities. However, in the MCU, Kang is fulfilling the same role that Doom had in the comics. Well, unless the MCU ends up switching to Doom, which, we don't think they should, but it's a whole other video we're going to make. So, in Avengers 5, we could see the Avengers fighting the Kang variants, aka this dynasty of Kangs. But by that point, the multiverse reaches critical mass and all of reality will be collapsing, and then Galactus starts consuming what's left, so he has enough energy to restart the multiverse. But then the main Kang, meaning the real big bad of the saga, uses this madness to steal and absorb Galactus' multiversal energy, just like Doom. Kang will use that power to create Battleworld, and that is the cliffhanger of Kang Dynasty. And then, in Secret Wars, the Multiversal Avengers will team up with Galactus. They will refuel him, defeat Kang, and then the multiverse will be reborn. And this is also how the MCU is going to be soft rebooted. So, in the end, the Devourer of Worlds will be the hero the multiverse deserves. And this is how Galactus could be right at the center of the Multiverse Saga. And just a reminder, everybody, download Star Trek Fleet Command with our link below. Big shout out to the writer and editor of this video, Mr. Pavel T. You can find his links below. So let us know what you guys think. Is Galactus going to be key to the Multiverse Saga? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below or at me on Twitter. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe and smash that bell for alerts. For ScreenCrush, I'm Ryan Airy.